Welcome to the Business Spotlight. Today, I'm super
Thank
excited.
you.
I've got Luisa Nuttall. She is from Pink Squared, providing accountancy services. And I'm really, really interested to hear a bit about your journey and some of the good advice you have for our viewers and listeners. So, Luisa, I'm going to jump right in with my first question. So, tell us a little bit about exactly what it is that you do and for how long have you been doing this?
So I offer accountancy services, a whole variety of services from a limited company accounts to payroll, bookkeeping, self-assessment, anything in between, really. I've been in accounts now for probably about 10 years, but running Pink Squared for 2 years. And it's the best thing I've done, really, is start this on my own and provide services to lots of amazing clients.
Wow, brilliant, Louisa. And what would you say is something that makes you stand out from others in your sector or your competitors? So what makes you different?
I like to think that I've scrapped the whole stuffy and corporate. I hate traditional. I hate what people think of a traditional accountant. Most people think of the pale, stale male. I don't know if you've heard that phrase, where it's just lots of men in suits and ties sitting around with calculators and laptops and just crunching numbers. And that's just not me. It's really not me. I want to be providing a service that's more of a personal service, and therefore I want to come to a meeting in my trainers. I'll come to the meeting in my trainers. I don't expect my clients to be all formal. It's just more of a casual, it's not, maybe not casual is not the right word, actually. It's more of a relationship approach to accountancy, explaining the process and things like that, rather than just these are your figures, off you go. And someone sitting in an office, I'm very hands-on.
Yeah, yeah. And uh, what's that business journey been like to date? So you've said that you've been going now 2 years on your own.
Yes.
Yeah, what's it been like?
Well, originally, when I first started off, it was just me, and I didn't even have a laptop or a single client. So in those 2 years, it's completely changed. It was a case of buy a laptop, find some clients, put myself out there and get some business. And it started off slow, as all businesses do. And now it's a case of I've got a couple of subcontractors that work for me, and I'm just getting busier and busier. Lots of new clients coming on board now. It's the new tax year. So a lot of people are getting their finances in order, which is amazing. I love a bit of organization. And hopefully the last 2 years I've grown from nothing to over 50 something clients now. And that's just continuing, which is brilliant. I can't complain.
And how have you been able to grow your business quite significantly in the past 2 years?
Well, I think I'm quite determined, and I've put myself out there. I haven't just sat down and hoped it come to me. I've been networking. I have done so many different things to put myself out there and meet new people, and actually surrounding myself with people that bring positiveness to me and therefore want to continue to grow my business. And that support network, I think, is a big thing, and networking is huge. I don't think networking is given enough credit for what it actually brings to businesses. It's not even just getting new clients, it's that support network, like I mentioned, from networking. Everyone's in the same boat and everyone supports each other, and that pushes you to then want to do better and grow your business. And I think a lot of my business comes from social media. I'm quite present on social media. It's either, I'd say it's a really healthy split between referrals and social media, where my clients come from. And social media is free advertising, so it's a no-brainer to do that. And that's really helped my business grow as well.
Yeah. And I know you're from the Pink Network. So tell us a little
Yeah.
bit more about that.
Well, like I said, I started trying to go networking when I started Pink Squared, and I went to a couple, and they just weren't really for me. Some of them had children there, some of them had late nights, and as much as I love children and late nights, I just didn't work for me. So I decided that I could do that myself. So I started off the Pink Network, which is a networking event. Originally, it started about 18 months ago now. It was in the local cafe. They had a private room upstairs. I literally scraped together everybody I knew that had a business and was like, you need to come because we're going to do something good. And I think it started off with maybe 6 people. And then I outgrew that cafe. The word got out, and I moved to a bigger venue. And I think there's about 30 or so people now that come. I do it every other month rather than every month. Normally on a Monday, and yeah, it's really grown. And I think that network has given me lots of new friends, actually, rather than associates. I'd say a lot of them are now new friends. We've been out, we've done things together, and it's just growing bigger and bigger. This time, there's always new people. I mean, I met you at the Pink Network. That's the first time I met you, wasn't it? We met there,
Yeah.
and you know how busy it's now getting. And I've now changed the format of how people sign up to it. And this time I've done an Eventbrite link, which I've had so many people contact me for Eventbrite and book tickets that I've never heard of. So I think the next one is going to be even better than before, because there's lots of new faces and names that I have never heard of. So it can only get better.
Yeah. No, I think it's something really good that you're doing there. So, and I'm glad you shared that. So the Pink Network, and we can share a link for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Biggest learning, Louisa, since you've started out in business, what's some of the biggest lessons you've learned?
Put boundaries, I would say. Originally, I would reply to people at, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday, or be working crazy hours. And because at first you need the business, you think, oh, I need to get some clients, you need to do everything you can, and to keep the clients happy you would do anything. And I really quickly learned that that wasn't ideal, because you're setting that expectation of, if you reply at 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday, then what time is out of bounds to reply? And then people are expecting that reply quicker, or at ridiculous hours that are not sociable. And really, it could wait. And I think that is the biggest curve that I've learned, because it then affects time with your family and your friends, because you're always on your phone replying to clients for something that could just wait. So I definitely say put boundaries in from day one, because if you don't, you'll just burn out.
Oh, that's such good advice. Thanks, Louisa, for sharing that. What inspires you?
Oh gosh. Oh, that's a good one. I don't know what I can think of that right off the top of my head. What inspires me? I would say what inspires me to do well is my family. I love booking holidays, and therefore I need to be able to work hard to be able to go on these holidays. And therefore, I just love seeing my children's faces when they're jumping in a pool, or living the dream as a child with ice cream and fizzy drinks. So that inspires me to work harder, because I want to be able to do those things with my family that maybe being employed, ordinarily I wouldn't be able to do as much, because you have annual leave and various things like that. So being self-employed is much better to be able to provide that for my children and live the life that I really want to live.
Oh, I absolutely love that, and that's something we feel very strongly about, is that business is about life. It's just a
Yeah,
vehicle to provide you with time and money, and so that you can enjoy those good things with your family. So That's just really nice that you share that. What is one thing you wish more people knew about accountants, about your industry?
It's not boring. Everybody thinks accountancy is boring, or it's the dreaded situation. Oh, you've got to do your tax return. Oh, your accounts are due. It's so stressful and it's just an inconvenience. But if it's done correctly and not left to the last minute, it's actually a godsend, because you can then know what's actually going on in your business. You know where you're achieving, what's making money, what's not making money. If you leave it to the last minute and think negatively of the situation, it's never going to be fun. And I mean, I love it. So obviously, I've got to say it's fun. But actually, the people that I sit and explain the figures to then understand it and don't dread it. So I think those dreaded brown envelopes, the tax man's come in, all these scaremongering things, it's just not true. And I think people need to know that actually it's a help rather than a hindrance to get your accounts, tax returns, bookkeeping, everything done, rather than dreading it and leaving it to the last minute.
Oh, I agree with you so much. And many of those that I've interviewed, they say the same thing. You know, when I ask about
really?
giving advice, they say you've got to know your numbers, and you've got to get an accountant straight from the bat. So on that is, what advice would you give to someone starting out?
Start as you mean to go on, 100%. Like I mentioned, the boundaries, get an accountant, get your processes in order, your systems. If you start like that, you won't know any different, and it will just make your life easier, and maybe it will make it more successful quicker, rather than thinking you're not getting anywhere because you haven't got the right processes and systems and boundaries in place.
I love that. Start as you mean to go. Very good. Good there. Thanks, Louisa. For you, what's the key to success?
I think being able to book those holidays. For me, you can have all the money in the world, but if you've got no one to enjoy it with, it's kind of pointless, I think. I think going and spending quality time with my family as often as I can, for me, is the most important thing. So that's what drives me. And that's what I would, when I'm sitting there seeing everyone having a great time, I think, yeah, I'm doing it right. That's success to me.
Yeah. I love it. One book, podcast, anything that you follow or read that you can recommend to others.
Can I say I hate reading?
Yeah, and that's why I say podcast.
I literally hate reading. I don't read at all. I listen to a lot of podcasts. My all-time favorite is Diary of a CEO, with Stephen Bartlett. Sometimes I find some of the episodes are very long and it takes a while to get through, or I get halfway through and think I need to move on. But he brings a lot of great knowledge, I think, and he has incredible guests that you wouldn't actually ever know their journeys or their business or anything unless you listen to that podcast. And I think those kind of people bring a lot of inspiration. It's a good one to listen to while you're out walking the dog.
Yeah, I agree. I also listen to that. And
Oh,
then
do you?
obviously, yeah, no, definitely. And obviously Action Coach has a really good podcast as well. I've got to plug it. James Vincent.
More often.
It does a really good one. So I love podcasts. They're really good for what I call great time, like you say, walking the dog, or when you're cleaning, or you just kind of doing something else and listening to that. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that one. If you could magically improve one area of your business right now, what would it be?
Oh, magically improve. I think streamlining my systems, because as you know, from coming to your Action Coach events, my systems can be a bit here, there, and everywhere, and I'm trying to get it more streamlined so I can delegate easier and more so to help my business grow. So yeah, I think systems is definitely the one.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's a good one, and I think a lot of our viewers and listeners can relate with that. You know, building systems and how important
Yeah.
they are. So fantastic, Louisa. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on to the interview. It's been really fantastic. Some really good nuggets that you've shared. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much for inviting me. It's been lovely.